Hi, I'm going to walk you through the process of registering your 2 team volunteers for the Macomb Elementary Tournament on May 20th. What you'll see here, I happen to be on the Macomb Science Olympiad Elementary homepage, and what you'll find there are 2 important links on this page. Before you actually register your 2 volunteers, you might want to go to look at some instructions and some listings of available opportunities, the volunteer positions, before we get into the process of registering. And so I'm going to do that here right now. What you'll see on this document that we've provided for you, page 1 is some instructions that I'm essentially going over right now. And then if you go page down in this document, what you'll see is we've given you information specifically about the volunteer opportunities that are available to the adults on your team. So for instance, Saturday morning starting about 7 a.m., one of the opportunities happens to be in headquarters, and there's a listing of exactly what that person who volunteers for that spot is going to do, and there's some additional information possibly that they might want to pay attention to about the particular opportunity. There are quite a few pages of these listings. You might want to look through those and be familiar with this before you decide, or to help you decide which opportunity you want to do. At the very end of this document, there are some additional information given about the specific open events that your volunteers could run for us. So if they want to know a little more about the specific open event that they would be doing, this is where you would find that information. So let's go back and let's get into the process of actually doing the registration. Let's assume you know what jobs that you want to do. I'm going to click on this link here, register your 2 volunteers, and this is going to take us to the registration system. There's some information that we're providing here about what we're expecting from you. One thing I want to mention is that the volunteer jobs cannot be split across people on your team. We're expecting you to volunteer 2 people who can each individually fill the jobs that you're signing them up for. So I'm going to scroll down here now, and I'm going to fill out the information that's required for, first of all, I'm going to start with filling out my school name, and turns out that I'm at Trump Elementary, and I'm the head coach, and we're going to put my email in for that, as well as my cell phone number. That way we know how to get a hold of you. So that's my group is my school. And the minimum information that I need to provide is I need to say who's going to be the volunteers for my team. Now, it turns out that Melania has been coaching a couple events for me. And so I'm going to fill her name in like that. And she's sharing my email address for the moment. And I know when she's available, so I'm going to keep providing some information about here. Now you notice there's these red asterisks that are provided on this form. Those are fields that you are required to fill out to be able to complete this form. So you will not be able to click the register button unless you have filled these out. Now, as Melania's head coach, I may not know when she's available. So you notice this asterisk is not red, it's gray. And that's what's called semi-required information. So if I do know when she's available and what job she might want, I can keep going and give more information about her. And so in this case, I actually do know that she's going to be available Saturday morning starting at about 8 a.m. And I know that she wants to run an open event. Now, I'm going to, I actually have already been in and registered for this. You notice that the brain teasers one, it won't let me pick that one. And that's because that opportunity has already been taken and can't be registered. So I'm going to, for the moment, pick a different one for her. And she's an event coach for me. And it turns out that she's been coaching my bugs and my wildlife safari event team. So I'm going to just give a little bit of information about what she's been doing for my team. Now, for my other volunteer, it looks like it's auto-filled some information, which I don't want. Just replace that. Mike Pence is also going to be one of my volunteers. And it turns out that I don't know what he wants to do, but I do need to provide a contact email for him all the same. And that's all all the information I can provide for Mike. Mike's going to have to finish this registration all on his own. And once I've done that part, I click the green register button down here, and it will launch this. Now, because I've been in the system once before and registered some volunteers, the system is warning me that it sees my email address already in the system. If this happens to you for some reason, don't worry about it. Just click that register in duplicate button and keep going. So now, once I've done that, it's going to give me a confirmation screen that shows me that I have successfully completed my registration, and it's also going to send some emails to my team. It's going to send a confirmation email. Now here's my confirmation screen. So it shows that I've signed up both Melania and Mike, and their status at the moment is held. It's held because they haven't finished the process on the steps that they have to do. To either, in Melania's case, she has to look at what I've registered her for and say yes. In Mike's case, he's got some information he's got to provide. So, as a head coach, here's the kind of information that I'm going to receive. I get a confirmation email that says registration confirmation, and it shows the information that I put in. And it also shows who I gave as my volunteers, and also what information I provided about them. Okay. And so some of the other information that you're going to get, so Melania, she got an email that was created when I had clicked register, and what it's telling her that she's been signed up, and it's asking her to go in and to complete the registration. And so she's going to click on that link like I did, and she's going to come in and she's going to see that now she can't change any of the text here. She can see it. She can see that she's helping Macomb Elementary, and she can see all the information that I've already pre-filled in for her. She can fix it if it's not correct. So for instance, maybe she decided that Brain Teasers wasn't the event she wanted to help with. She could pick something else off the list. Okay? Except for anything that has already been reserved by somebody else. And when she's done, she's going to click on register and finish the process. Now Mike, when he got his link, it's the same process. He's going to follow the link that it's asked for, but when it comes in for his information, I believe what we're going to find out is he hasn't filled, all it has is just his contact information in here, and he's going to have to come in and say when he's available. And so it turns out Mike is, when he fills it out, he's going to help on cleanup at the end of the day, and he's just a parent or coach, and he will finish the process by registering himself. Okay. So now back on that email that you received as a head coach, one of the things that you got was a link where you can monitor what's been going on. It says you'll receive an email when you get the finalization of any incomplete registration. So the fact that Mike and Melania just finished registering means that I'm going to get an email saying that they've finished the job. If I want to keep tabs on what's going on and see what their status is, I can click on this link here on the confirmation email that I received as a head coach. When I click on that, I'm going to see a summary of what happened. In this particular case, because I've already completed the process for both of them, I can see that they have both finished the job, which is great. So hopefully this gives you an idea of the steps that you need to go through for registering for your volunteers for May 20th. Thank you very much for listening.